Welcome to the Queen's Lair, a lifestyle podcast. Get inspired by our latest tips and information about small business, entrepreneurship, natural hair, travel, food, and even relationships. Stay tuned for another great episode. I am your host, Renée Patrice.
Blog Talk Radio. Happy New Year, everyone. It is January 5th, 2017. Hi, how's everybody doing? I know my voice sounds a little scratchy. Oh, man, ending off 2016 was wonderful. Like, I was ready to be out of 2016 and moving right along. If this is your first time tuning in, my name is Renée Lowe. I am the CEO and Principal Brand Strategist of OnyxQueen Media. We are a small event planning and branding firm. I really was so done with 2016. I know so many people say every year, oh, I'm so done with this year, but let me tell you, 2016 drained me completely. If you guys are tuning in for the first time, this is the OnyxQueen Media podcast where, we just talk about anything that has to do with business, especially small businesses and entrepreneurship, women in business. We'll talk about things that have to do, anything in the professional world, lifestyle. We're a lifestyle branding firm, so we deal heavily with the foodie community. We work with celebrity chefs. We work with authors. And we've got a whole lot of great things. I know people always say that, but we really do have some new and exciting things that are coming in 2017. And I kind of want to give a mini rundown of some of the events and things that we have coming up because I think it's important, to keep people in the loop and in the know, what your company is doing. So I'm going to let you guys know about that in a second. But yeah, as I was saying, 2016 drained me. It drained my intern. It drained my assistant. It was really, really draining. I was glad for it to be done. I went home to New York. As most of you know, I'm a native New Yorker. If you can't hear it in my voice. I went and visited my family. My sister, who now lives in Chicago, she actually always comes home for Christmas, as do I. So we at least get to see each other at least once a year at our parents' house. And, we're Queens girls, we just love hanging out with each other, having a good time, laughing, just everything. It was great. It was really wonderful to be home. I don't want to make it seem like, being home was draining, but it definitely does put a strain on you for travel. And, I just want to make sure my parents are situated. They're getting a little bit older now. So, we want to make sure that the parents are good. I spent a lot of time just sitting and talking with my dad and, all that sort of stuff. So it was really cool. We had a very good Christmas, and holiday time was really great. I left there pretty much, I got home back to the ATL area, which is where I am based. Got back there actually New Year's Day. So I stayed way longer than I originally thought that I was going to stay. But I just, wanted to spend some more time with, my family. I thought that was, something important, that you need to do sometimes. Sometimes you have to get rid of the schedule because I had only got like a one-way ticket to go home to New York. And I said, well, you know what? I will just get my return ticket when I get there, kind of, play it by ear. So it was cool. I had a really good time. It was great to catch up with family. One of my cousins came over on Christmas Day, and we had Christmas dinner together. It was really nice. It was really nice to catch up with everyone. And so now we're back to the grind. We're back to getting back to the business of running our businesses. I know as entrepreneurs, every year it may seem so daunting. We're like, what's going to be the next thing? What are we going to do that's going to be the next hot, whatever idea that we have and all of that. Definitely you will see my clients doing much more television. I've got such great opportunities that actually came to fruition in 2016, which is going to carry over and be executed in 2017 this year, which is going to be really amazing. I have brought on another new client, a phenom pastry chef who is 12 years old, and actually she'll be 13 very soon. So kind of amazing, not kind of amazing, it really is amazing. She's known as Nazi the Baker. Nazi the Baker she's just the sweetest kid. Her sisters, their story. I don't even want to go too much into their story, but the entire family are sickle cell anemia activists. And I don't even want to give away their full story because we have such a great opportunity that has been presented to us that we are going to take full advantage of very soon. So I don't even want to give away their story. I want the story to unfold in the medium of which this opportunity has come to fruition for us. I know that sounds a little bit, I'm talking around corners, but it's coming. It's coming. So, but yes, just to give you kind of like a little background on it, she and the three of them, they're Forrest sisters. She and her two sisters all have sickle cell, the actual disease. Sickle cell definitely is something personal for me as one of my cousins as well as my grandfather. We're thinking that's what he passed away from when my dad was very young. My dad was probably like 11 or 12 when his dad passed away. And all signs point to that's probably what he passed away from. Of course, back in those days, you didn't have the type of tests that you do now, but all signs do point to that. When we talked to doctors about it, they were like, oh, absolutely. Like it was the poster child for the disease. If people are not familiar with sickle cell anemia affects the way that your blood cells are shaped. Your blood cells are round, and in people that have sickle cell anemia, their blood cells are sickled, so they're almost like a half moon shape or like an almond shape, which causes a lot of pain going through your veins, and literally the pain is like from within your bones. It's really that's how it feels. When you talk to somebody that actually has the disease. The trait definitely runs in my family. My sister actually has the trait, not the disease, but the trait. And there's a lot of things that people with the trait go through as well. They go through a lot of iron deficiency, and that was actually an issue for my sister, as she was young, as a child. And, there's just like a whole lot to the disease. And the thing that's really baffling about the disease as well is that it's so underserved. We hear about cancer all the time, breast cancer, and so many of these other things, but we don't hear a lot about sickle cell anemia, and it affects the Black and Latino community heavily. And I wish I had the statistics on it, and I definitely will talk more about it. I'll probably have Najee on to speak about it along with her mother, who is just amazing. She has educated herself on all of these different things, but like I said, their story is quite phenomenal, and raising 3 girls that have sickle cell disease could seem like it's such a daunting thing, and it's just their strength is amazing to me. Yeah, absolutely amazing. So with that said, I wanted to go into the subject matter of goals. And this is one of the things that I've spoken quite a bit with them, is talking about their goals for 2017. They literally just started their business last year in 2016, and their goals are so high. Their goals are just to be a global movement, for sickle cell. And it just is amazing when people set those goals and they achieve them. And so many of their goals have been achieved already in such a short amount of time. It is absolutely, it's kind of mind-blowing, actually. It's even more than what I had hoped for them and what we have been working on. So, like I said, there's going to be a lot more to unfold with that, but I really wanted to get on this podcast. This is, we're in the new season. This is Season 6, Episode 1, and it's called Goals AF. Now, I don't even have to tell you what AF means. We all know I'm not a cusser, but I always see people typing that in chats, in the comments on Instagram, Goals AF. And I got mixed emotions about that because sometimes it'll be, especially with me being a part of the natural hair community, you will see like this amazing picture of this, girl with this beautiful hair, this beautiful natural hair, and she's like flowing in the wind, and, and you'll see a whole bunch of comments, Goals AF, hashtag, all this kind of stuff. And I'm saying to myself, I'm not saying that the person should not be, commended for their hair and how beautiful it is and how amazing it is, but people tend to measure themselves by other folks and where they are in their life. So my thing is, how do we stay in our lane? How do we get up off other people's timelines and stop worrying about what their goals are or what you think they have achieved, and that you look at yourself and say, oh, I'm not doing anything, as if what you are doing is not important, as if what your goals are not enough. I am all for being inspired by other people. I am all for getting inspiration, from others' achievements. I love when people that I follow regularly on YouTube or Instagram or whatever, or just people in my life, when they win, I just think that's amazing because I feel like that's a win for all of us. But their goals, their life goals, and my life goals, their business goals, my business goals may be totally different. So I never look at somebody and say, goals, goals, family goals, this goal, everybody has a path for themselves. Everybody has a path that they need to follow. God gives everyone a specific path that works for them. So when you make those comments, as innocent as those comments are, when people say goals this or goals that, as innocent as those comments are, you are actually demeaning what your accomplishments are, what your achievements are, in a roundabout sort of way. Because you're saying you have put this person on a pedestal as if what you are doing is not as good. So instead of staying on your timeline, letting people know, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is how I'm achieving my dreams. This is how I'm achieving my goals. You're on somebody else's page. You're on somebody else's chat. You're on somebody else's IG stories, worried about their goals and what they're achieving. The time that you spend on somebody else's timeline talking about goals this or goals that, you're taking away from your goals. You're taking away the time that you need to be spending curating your business. Entrepreneurs, stop worrying about what the next entrepreneur is doing. Not that you can't be inspired. Let me just clarify. I'm always inspired by amazing things. Stay in your lane and achieve your goals. Stay in your lane and achieve your goals. We're going to talk about this some more. I just want to pop in real quick about that. Make sure you are achieving your goals. Don't measure your success by somebody else's goals. Find us on the web at OnyxQueenMedia.com. Find us on Twitter, OnyxQueen Media. We're on Instagram at OnyxQueen Media. We're all over the place. If you want to follow our natural hair, we definitely have a natural hair event coming up on March 4th, which will be our spring luncheon that we're doing. So that should be amazing. Blackberry Naturals, just do @BlackberryNaturals and you'll find us on Instagram, or you can even go to blackberrynaturals.com. Again, this is Renée Lowe, CEO of OnyxQueen Media, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.